Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Latched Mama podcast. Melissa here. We are just a couple weeks away from the holidays. So we're going to chat today about holiday expectations and breastfeeding and new babies and toddlers and all that jazz. So hope you enjoy it. You're listening to the Latched Mama podcast. I'm your host, Melissa Wirt, business owner and tired mom of 5. Join us each week as we talk about pregnancy, nursing, parenting, and all things motherhood. Hi, guys.
Hi.
I have to say, there's nobody else that I would rather podcast with than you guys. You all make me happy.
We love it here.
Hi.
Aww. I just love to look at that baby.
I know. Look at him.
He's so awake.
He wants to podcast too.
Wonder how many of these podcasts we can do with my brain only half working before people are like, that is the worst podcast ever. Because I don't think I always say the right words.
We kicked it off last week.
We did. I don't even know what we talked about last week.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What
you guys
did
should
you
go
talk
listen
about
about last week's podcast.
We were running low on energy.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm a little bit better today. I had my peppermint mocha.
Yum.
Yeah. Oat milk, I've discovered, is
Oat
very
milk?
delicious. I know.
Okay.
Thanks.
Only in coffee.
You know, I've been having it in my granola at night.
Okay.
You know?
Maybe it's like a sweet thing. I put oat milk in my mashed potatoes. It was terrible.
Yeah, no.
Terrible.
No.
How?
I'm
here's the deal.
learning
This
to
is
be
what I would
dairy
like to
free.
know.
It's not fun.
I would like to
No.
know how my kids always know when I substitute a milk. Eric's like, of course they know, Melissa, because milk is milk. But I never
How?
drank milk growing up, so I just like throw whatever milk.
Yeah.
Like we made hot chocolate with almond milk the other night, and Eric's like, that was not real milk. That was the most disgusting thing. He's like, and every single Caroline comes up to me, my 5-year-old, and she goes, Mom, why does my hot chocolate taste like oatmeal? And I was like,
Oatmeal.
I don't know. The cup must not have been clean. I don't know.
Like oatmeal.
Anyways.
They're little super sleuths.
Yeah, I
That's
have
funny.
one with a dairy allergy, and so she has. We call it her special milk.
Yeah.
And it's almond milk.
Uh-huh.
And so I tried to. We ran out of milk. Not recently, but this happened one time, and so I put the special milk in. I mean, it's chocolate Cheerios in 30 seconds. It's like chocolate milk, right?
Yeah.
And Nellie was like, "This is special milk," and I'm like,
Oh,
They
just
know.
eat it.
They do.
Yeah.
Like
They
it's
know.
not that big of a deal, but yeah, they know.
they know. They
They
know their
know.
milk. Speaking of milk, we can talk about some breast milk. All right. So here's the deal. We're going to talk about the holidays because we get a ton of questions when the holidays start about expectations and how do you do it? You don't do it. You lower your expectations on
Yeah.
what holidays look like. with
Surviving the
babies.
holidays while breastfeeding.
Or while having kids in general.
True.
Getting to the holidays when you have kids, lowering your expectations of what the holidays look like. Yeah. So let's start with the number one question we always get. Can you drink alcohol and breastfeed? Drama Central.
Everybody has opinions on that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lindi? Lindi doesn't drink at all, really.
I will have a drink, but I don't. When I drink, I just get tired and sleepy. So,
Yeah, you sound like
but
my
I
husband.
will. I'll have a drink or two. But I think we're going to keep coming back to making sure that you're making choices for you and the right choices for you. But for the most part, if you would like to drink, you can. Right?
Yes.
I'm totally putting you on the spot
I just
now.
don't want. I don't want to say
So,
like the wrong thing. But
research it. There have been tons and tons of studies. Most of the most recent ones have landed at the fact that breast milk, your alcohol leaves your breast milk as it leaves your bloodstream.
Yes.
So there's really no reason to pump and dump. Don't waste your milk. Don't pump and dump.
No, that's liquid gold.
A lot of people argue that it's less worrisome what your baby is ingesting, and it's more worrisome what happens to parenting an infant when you're intoxicated.
Right.
Sometimes car seat straps don't get put on right. Sometimes you fall asleep with baby in an unsafe situation. So a lot of conversations kind of go in that direction. Normally, if you're going to be at a party and you're going to have a drink, you're going to be okay breastfeeding your baby. It's just when you become completely impaired.
If you can't take care of the baby, then you cannot breastfeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's the deal. If somebody hands you a drink and says, hey, I drank while I was breastfeeding, do you need to drink said drink if you are not comfortable, Kori?
No.
Thank you. Good answer. If somebody says, hey, you shouldn't be drinking that, aren't you breastfeeding your baby? Can you still drink the drink?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Good answer. See, there we go. Okay. Alcohol conversation over.
Yep.
Moral of the story. Moral of this podcast.
And if you want to look at the facts behind it, find Cali Mom. Cali Mom has fantastic resources. So many links with all of the, studies. You can drink if you want to. End of discussion.
And if you're concerned, you can get like test strips.
Yep.
You can test your milk.
I think that they have them on the shelf at Target now.
They do.
Yeah.
They have them at Walmart.
Which is fascinating. I've never used them.
Yeah. Never either.
But yeah. Okay. So next question. You guys ready? Okay. You're sitting around your family. Your baby starts crying. What do you do? This is a trick question. Do you A, pull up your shirt and feed your baby? Do you B, already have a pumped bottle of milk to feed said baby? Or C, do you leave the situation and go into a room and breastfeed your baby?
I mean, personally, I feel like the answer is D. Do whatever you're comfortable with.
Ding,
There
ding,
you
ding,
go.
ding,
Ding, ding, ding, ding, ding, ding, ding. I didn't even give the
I'm
D
winning.
option.
Yeah.
You are
You
winning.
win.
You
win.
win. I think in every situation, and every person is going to feel different. I remember, I tell this story a lot. We started Latched Mama in kind of the spring/fall. And by Christmas time, we had nursing wear online and people were starting to kind of find us out. But we were kind of the first people to offer like a nursing wear line of clothing.
Right.
And so people were finding us, and I got a lot of emails that holiday season from people who basically said, for the first time ever, I was able to watch my kids open Christmas presents because I felt comfortable staying in the room around, such and such uncle or in-laws or something like that. And it's funny because like I've never had that experience. I just kind of whipped out my boob and fed my baby, which reminded me that every single person comes from a different situation.
Right.
And every single person has different comfort levels. So it's important that we all remember that we're going to support everybody the way that they are and meet them where they are. But what are some things we can tell people when they ask us why we are, I feel like this is school right now. Why, when are we going to stop breastfeeding that toddler? Or didn't they just eat? Why can't I just hold the baby even though you know that the baby's hungry? What do you, I mean, because I'm sure, Kori, you've heard that stuff before.
I feel like didn't they just eat is the number one question that has been asked to me my entire life. Like, didn't they? Yes, they did just eat, and they are just eating again and again and again and again.
Yep.
Honestly, it makes the baby stop crying. Don't you love when the baby's not crying?
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
my answer.
Yep.
Do you want to listen to them cry? Because I don't.
Yeah.
Speaking of which.
Yeah, I feel like a couple times I just said like something along the lines of like, it's more than just food.
Right.
Like, this makes us happy.
It's comfort.
Yeah.
Totally.
Or most of the time, I mean, sometimes it's just like, it's nap time. It's because a lot of those like holiday things, like nobody picks the time that's really good for you.
Never.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So, what?
There's a time that's good to take
Can you
six
guys
kids
come over from
anywhere?
7 to 9? Like, yeah, but I try to, I just remembered to say something simple that really just kind of got them off my back, because unless you're in it and you're a fellow mom,
they don't get it.
It is hard to understand. And, I think they're just asking really because they're curious but
they don't get it.
But it can be annoying, I know.
How about the toddler nursing situation, which I feel like is one that we get asked about a lot.
A lot, yeah.
Sometimes as our babies get older and maybe they haven't weaned yet and they're in a situation that's unfamiliar to them and they want that comfort, but they're toddlers and maybe they're not,
people think they shouldn't be on the boob.
They shouldn't be on the boob, but then you're like, this is all they know.
Yeah. It's hard not to feel like embarrassed or ashamed or.
So you buy some Latched Mama and
Yeah.
then they won't
Nobody
even
can
know
tell.
that they're nursing. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Shameless plug. But yeah, I mean, I feel like that conversation is sometimes hard. I feel like once you are breastfeeding a toddler, though, you have a little bit more confidence in like why you're doing it.
Yeah. It's been a minute.
Yeah. And you can explain to them that, hey, the fact that I'm breastfeeding this toddler probably means this toddler's not going to pick up whatever germs are on your doorknob over there.
Right.
I
think the best like defense I've found in breastfeeding my toddlers around, especially around like family that just outright don't get it and don't really want to, is like the benefits of breast milk don't expire.
Yeah.
Like I just throw out there like, hey, they're not going to get sick. This is still the perfect food for them. Even if they can have mashed potatoes for dinner, this is the best food for them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I want some mashed potatoes now.
Right.
And also, I just think going back to like what we always said is really you kind of do you in that situation. And there'd be times where I was game to engage in those conversations and times where I'm just like, I don't even want to deal with it. And we would go find our own peace and our own quiet and not have to worry. Or Nellie loved to lay down. So like, how are we going to do that on the couch? Excuse me. Can you get up? Like, we'd like to nurse right now. We need to lay down. Like, so we would go find like a quiet room and.
I came in here the other day.
Yeah,
I did. I came in Melissa's office the other day.
This is my little postpartum like sanctuary.
I just laid right on the couch where Kennedy is and breastfed my baby.
It gets nice and dark when you turn off the window.
It was great.
Off the lights. It's great. It's a great.
Sometimes you need a minute, and that's okay.
Place.
Nobody has to ask you to leave the room.
Yeah. Let's talk about setting some maybe like boundaries with the idea of the fact that we don't have to have all of looking at Lindi. We don't have to have all of the answers to what the holidays are going to look like when we are 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 weeks postpartum. Kori, what do your holidays look like? See, hold on. This is a really hard thing because I want to ask Kori and I want to like lead her to tell me that she's not ready for the holidays. But Kori,
not at all.
Is no. Kori's like the super holiday mom. She's
I love the holidays.
She's like the elf on the shelf. Drive 3 hours to get the present that's not in the store.
We did drive the 3 hours to get the present last year. It was a really fun road trip. It was the Hot Wheels mega coaster. Like the roller coaster that goes in your yard, but it was made for like big kids. And I was like, I can't buy a tiny one because my oldest is 6.
Do you have videos of this?
I do. I'll have to show you the videos.
Is it still up in the yard?
It's still up in the yard. It's in our driveway, and the kids ride it every time we go outside. Wow, it was 100% worth the road trip. We drove to West Virginia.
Does the Paw Patrol one not hold as heavy of kids?
I feel like most of the ones you can get just off of Amazon, they hold up to like 50 pounds.
Okay.
And he's like 55.
Well, I mean, I know the big kids are going to get on it.
So I was like, I'm going to buy the one that holds 75 pounds. It's going to last forever. And it was like the best
Outdoor
Christmas purchase.
Things you can't go wrong.
No.
They're so good.
That and like a trampoline, best Christmas presents we've ever done.
Yeah.
Hands down.
But I just laughed because I got asked this question the other day and I completely shut down. And a lot of it is the fact that I have an e-commerce store and we have 5,000 orders that have to get out by the end of the week. So, but taking that part aside, because I know that's not everybody's like situation right now. I would like to remind everybody, especially those whose families are growing. So maybe you're newly pregnant and you feel like crap, or maybe you have a new baby, or maybe your family is adjusting to new dynamics with a new sibling, anything like that. Christmas does not have to be perfect, does not have to be Pinterest worthy. It does not have to match what your friends and your families are doing. You get to set your own boundaries.
Doesn't have to be chaotic either. Like this is the first year that we are, and this is going to be a surprise if any of my family members listen to this. This is the first year we're not doing 4 Christmases. We're not going to 4 houses.
And Kori drops the bomb on her family.
We're not doing it. It's even with one kid with 4 now for me, it's too much to travel to 4 different houses. Be here at 12, be here at 3,
my gosh,
be here at 7.
Sweat.
I can't do it anymore.
Yeah. For Thanksgiving this year, we did nothing. I bought the kids all like tacky Amazon Thanksgiving shirts, like t-shirts, and they got to stay in their pajamas or put their t-shirt on. And it was fantastic. For me, like part of that drama is behavior when you get to other places, but normally my kids behave better outside of our house.
Oh, I love that.
Inside of our house. But it's the clothing aspect for us. It's the idea that they can't look like they just rolled out of bed,
right?
Or they're like feral farm kids, like they actually have to look presentable. But I mean, you're right. I mean, you take a kid out of a schedule and then you give them presents and you give them excitement and you give them sweets and you do like I don't know of any laid back mom that can just say, hey, we're going to go 3 places today. And you know what? I don't care.
But can we talk about why does it have to take us to like 4, 5, 6 kids to have that confidence?
I wish
those boundaries? Because I look back on the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and I was just drowning
and
and
I
more
didn't
drowning
enjoy
and more
any of
drowning.
it.
And before I knew it, I had scheduled from 2 p.m. on Christmas Eve through late night Christmas night. And by the time I got to the end, I'm like, I hate this holiday.
It was the worst. I don't remember our first Christmas with my oldest, my second Christmas with my oldest. I don't remember any of them.
I remember at our old house, the front yard didn't have grass on it because it had a big tree. So it was always like a dirt mud pit. And I just remember with 1 or 2 or 3, I think I pretty much stopped at 3, of all of those big holidays. So Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, getting the kids dressed and trying to somehow get them from the front door to the minivan, which is only like 50 yards, like trying to get them from there to there clean
without the mud pit.
But and you couldn't turn your back because if you turned your back, then they were outside playing and they were going to get dirty and then they were going to have to get dressed again. But I only had 1 set of nice clothes because we had tried on everything. They wouldn't wear anything else.
Right.
And like, I don't know. I don't know what the moral of the story is, other than the fact you're absolutely right. It shouldn't take 4 kids or 5 kids or 6 kids for us to realize that like memories can be made within the walls of your own house.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was so concerned, and I think we all are. And you love those grandparents, and you want the kids to have those things. But I never really sat down and was like, what do I want that morning to look like? What would make all of us happy? What would I like? And kind of going from there and, okay, this is what I would like to do. And kind of here's the times that were available. Because I'd have to pull kids. They just opened something and I'm like, oh, you got go put that down. You got to go get dressed, go brush your it. Well, where are we going? And I'm like, well, we got to go here and then we got to go there. And I'm like, this is not like,
no.
There's no family time in here.
Yeah.
And like our family, it comes like first, or it should come first.
Right.
So I don't know.
I remember my oldest being like 4 and he asked me, he was like, but why can't we just stay home so I can play with my new toys? And I felt so terrible. I was like, you can bring it with you and play with it in the car. No, I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm not going to do it anymore. We did
Kori,
Thanksgiving at our house this year. It was fantastic.
That made me the happiest girl in the world. Yeah. Look at you setting boundaries and making decisions. Yeah. And Kori has a huge family. Like, will they
I'm one of 5. Yeah. But they did. This year they came to our house for Thanksgiving.
That is awesome.
I mean, cooking is its own stress. 100% worth it. It was worth it. I got to try some new recipes that I wanted to try.
Yeah.
I got to make stuff I knew my kids were going to eat. Like I bought the right rolls.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't have to force them to try to eat turkey at someone else's house.
That's awesome.
Had fruit snacks in the pantry. We're good to go.
I love
That's
it.
Amazing.
I love it.
It's fine. It's fine to figure out what works for you and do that, even if it hurts feelings. Still get over it because they love you.
Yeah. I love the different meals we've had with the different, my father-in-law and my mom and my mother-in-law. But one of my favorite ones that I always remember, it was the Thanksgiving after my twins were born. So they were like 5-6 months, and my mother-in-law came and it was just us, and she made some stuff, and I'm like, I was excited because it was going to be home and I'd have to go anywhere. I'm like, I can make some stuff. And I made this like turkey in a bag, which was so simple, but it was so good.
Yeah.
And we were like, we're eating at this time, and it was when my twins went down for a nap.
Yes.
And I got to sit at this ugly little kitchen table and have like the most amazing meal.
Yeah.
And it's the one that I always remember because it was just slow, and it worked for the kids, and my big ones played in the backyard. And
I mean, because what do you all remember about growing? Like, I mean, my dad was one of 7, and so we always gathered, at my grandparents' house when I was really, really young, and there was a lot of cousins and a lot of chaos. And I mean, I remember that being special, but I also remember like the years that we didn't go anywhere until after Christmas. And I remember just Christmas morning at the house and the food. I want to make sure that when I'm creating the memories for the kids, that there isn't so much chaos,
right?
That there are these crazy expectations, or there's expectations of super good behavior, when we all know that exhausts children, and like that's what they're going to remember. And I don't know about you guys, but I get grumpy and I get short, especially with 6 children, when people aren't behaving. And they seem to sort of remember that more than they remember oh, mom was happy. We had cinnamon rolls for breakfast, or, we had orange juice, which we never have, we had special stuff. I don't know. It's just it's so simple what they get excited about. It doesn't have to be elaborate.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's the one thing that drives me bananas is that my husband, Brett, he can't stand the holidays. And I'm like, what? Why? What is it about it that you don't enjoy? He says, we always end up fighting. We always end up fighting because the kids are acting crazy because they're exhausted. I'm doing everything. And he's just trying to keep them alive and clean because I put them in their clean outfits. And we're just, it's at some point, maybe you don't have to say enough. Maybe you just have to say less. Maybe just do less.
Yeah.
Go to one party.
I hadn't even thought about that. Like, because that's our big thing. Like, anytime that there's a kid's birthday party that one of our children, or, even something as simple as like my husband's parents coming over for Sunday night dinner after we've been home all weekend and the house is a mess. It's just the added anxiety of making sure that, things don't have to be perfect, but they have to be better than, everybody's underpants on the family room floor because,
presentable.
Yeah.
It's not always easy.
Yeah. But it's really lowering those expectations and making sure that we get what we need. I don't know. What else? Don't forget the power of keeping the kids on their schedule. I feel like that's something that's sometimes forgotten too. Like the whole, hey, it's okay. It's just one day. They can miss nap.
Right.
Like what happens? And I think for some kids, they're okay. But if you know your kid and like, are they going to car nap?
Right.
Or like if they don't car nap, what does dinner look like? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just not.
Will they be miserable? And then it's going to make you miserable. You can say no. Nope, we're going to have to come late because their nap does not end until this time. Do it.
Yep.
We have to leave early. It's bedtime.
We would get several years like, oh, can you come for like this Christmas Eve dessert thing or like that kind of stuff. And we'd try to do this church service like in the afternoon. And now I'm just like, I'm done. I'm not going anywhere on Christmas Eve because if we go somewhere and we do that stuff, number one, the kids are late in bed.
Yep.
But like my night's not done.
No, there's so much you still have to do.
So now I'm like, I'm done. I want a new tradition. It's our tradition. And we order pizza and pajamas and a movie. And I've really wanted to do a little gift exchange, just like teaching them about gifting like to somebody else. So they get we pay for it, but it's $15 and
they draw names or they all get each other something?
Well, I told Penelope today that we're drawing names. She's like, no, I buy for Nora. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe we're gonna have to stick with like the 2-2-2.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a little bit like we split up in 3-take-3, shopping and try to knock it out. And I'm like, we're just going to Five Below, but it's like become our thing. And it's really what was only last year.
Right.
So but it's going to be our thing and it's chill and I don't have to cook. And it's just
something else I've learned too is just because you think you're starting a tradition, it doesn't mean it has to become a tradition. So like if that doesn't work,
you can change
it's okay. Yeah. It's not a tradition yet.
It's a good point.
Like it's not, you
haven't done it
so
10
like
times.
This year we got the goats matching pajamas to match the family. But if this does not work and if the goats will not wear the pajamas next year, the dogs have them too.
Okay.
So the dogs and the goats.
Love
so
it.
when I say I'm not prepared for the holidays, I do have 13 matching pairs of holiday pajamas.
Thank
they
God
actually
for
match
Target.
your family.
Oh, the dinosaur ones? I love.
You were the one that reminded me.
That's fantastic.
But now that you say that, I think that's a really good point, and I think I've decided I don't like the word tradition because I just realized it really puts expectations on it.
Because if it sucks and it doesn't work,
you can change
not
it, and it's okay to change.
Yeah,
I like that.
So
I like it.
That's what I try and remind myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Because sometimes Eric and I don't talk about things and I just put something in motion. And then later he's like,
what?
That is not how I did it as a kid.
Am I
and
not
I don't like that this.
I do.
What was that story?
Well,
was it stockings?
No.
What was it?
Yeah. So our childhoods were very different with Christmas. Eric's stockings were left out by their bedroom door. And they were allowed to open their stockings in their room by themselves while their parents like woke up and got their coffee and stuff like that. I don't like that at all. I like to watch, like I love to gift give. I love to watch watch people. I don't like people watching me open gifts,
right?
But I love to watch people open gifts.
Yep.
Especially if I know it's like a home run. So I've taken a couple of things. We've taken a couple of things from Eric's holiday.
Poor Eric.
Like his parents would always get a box of sugary cereal, their only box, and like some of them would make it last like 12 months and have their like last bowl on Christmas Eve.
Oh my goodness.
But that was their only time they were allowed to have sugar. No, I'm sure it was stale. But but I like, so growing up for a while, we did stockings. You got to open them in the family room while my dad was making juice and making breakfast and putzing around. And my dad would like fill the bird feeder before we could open Christmas presents. He was like the type that was still emptying the dishwasher, finding his sunglasses, and we'd all been packed up for the road trip for like an hour.
Okay. Yep.
Like that's my dad. But now I also like as we got older, we would do the like in the circle opening even the stocking presents. So one at a time, even stockings.
Oh, wow.
Now with our kids, we don't, but I like to be present when they open their stockings.
I like it.
I love that.
Oh, and then Eric's other thing was he got 3 presents like Jesus got.
That's right.
which is really funny because my husband's relationship with religion and God is a little questionable
right
now as an adult. But he's still on the 3 presents Jesus thing. So if anything makes me a little crazy, like I have one kid who wears only pants, one kid who only wears only shorts, and then a husband who thinks we should give our kids 3 presents like Jesus, but doesn't really believe in Jesus. I mean, figure that stuff out. I mean, you wonder why I'm a little crazy sometimes and why I buy the goats pajamas. It's because of moments like
the
this.
goats need
and
pajamas.
what was that one year he bought like a cart with 50 million pieces?
So I try and make it so he doesn't get mad at me because I love to give. So I try and find these like ways around it. Like the kids were really into hibachi one year, so I made them an entire hibachi cart. like the hibachi chefs, come to the table. So I got them all of this play food, but I was able to get them like chef's outfits and put them on the cart. And I was able to get them like wooden
just a
food
cart.
and put it on the cart.
That's
and,
fantastic.
like
extra.
special knives and put them on the cart. And so everything got put on the cart. So it was really only one present from Jesus.
There you go.
Or for Jesus. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
So funny.
It is.
It only counts as one.
It only counts as one. Absolutely. Do you guys do holiday pajamas?
They don't match.
Okay.
But they ask for them. They're like, Mom, can I get some new Christmas PJs? And
why don't they match?
Because I have ones that want the big fleece onesies. Right. The twins, that's Amelia's too hot, so then she ends up in underwear.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
So she has like cotton pants.
I just love how much reality we're bringing to Christmas right now, or like life in general with kids, because you go on social media and it's all of these beautiful family pictures. I can tell you that if you all see a holiday picture of my family and the goats and the dogs, there were tears. There was me yelling. Yeah. Probably. I mean, maybe they'll be excited.
Half of them aren't looking, I'm sure.
Half of them aren't looking, but like Nathan, who hates tight clothing, those pajamas, and I can tell you why, they're for safety reasons, are super tight. So you've got to go up like 5 sizes. Yep. It's a nightmare. So I love the idea that it's all over the
there's
place.
2 in like cotton. The girls got new like fleece suits. They're like plaid. Nora's is like black and white plaid, which she loves because it's not only Christmas and she can keep wearing it as if like you couldn't wear it after. But then there'd be my oldest, and he would sit on the end in his Russell shorts and his Russell shirt, performance wear from Walmart. He's not going to put on Christmas PJs.
I love that.
So I just don't. Like, it's not a battle I'm going to pick to fight, for that. So I'd rather him be
I know
happy
some
and
people
present
do like these cute little boxes with like movie stuff and then pajamas, and then they all sit down nicely and watch and eat popcorn in their pajamas and watch a movie before Santa comes.
And so I said movie,
concept.
but it's like for whoever wants to watch.
Right.
And they're throwing the gift at, like, it's not organized.
Yep.
It's really just me, like, I don't have to cook and here's something to watch.
We tried that last
kind of
week.
hang out.
We tried the, like, everybody sit down, we're going to watch The Santa Claus because nobody's seen it yet. And I was so excited because it's like one of my favorite.
Have you done
the second one better than the first one?
Yeah, we like those. Have you done the Christmas Chronicles?
Christmas Chronicles is my kid's favorite Christmas movie.
Yes.
Okay.
There's
I'll
2
try
of
that
them.
with the
Yes.
boys. I feel like they'd like
those
that.
are fantastic.
Yes, by far.
Love those.
They don't even know it's not a real movie. They
Don't
really know
good.
it's like a Netflix movie.
I'll try that.
Meredith, who works for us, who I love this story, her family does TV dinners on Christmas night.
That's adorable.
That is their Christmas night thing.
love that. I like it.
Like her, like as an adult, her family still does that. Like with
Aww.
their kids, but they get like the Hungry Man
love
Christmas like TV dinners.
Why not?
great.
Nobody has to cook. That's great.
Fantastic. I was looking at those the other day. I hadn't seen them in like years. Like I probably had 2 in my entire childhood. But like there's some really cool ones. There's like
Kid cuisine.
Nice
yeah,
ones.
there's like Kid Cuisine makes like unicorn mac and cheese pasta or something.
That's cute.
What?
I don't
Does
know.
it like sparkle?
I don't know. I might,
They give you a little brownie. You can decorate it like a snowman.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Now that I've reached the
What?
point of my parenting journey where things are not organic and chicken nuggets sometimes happen for dinner, maybe we'll have to look.
There you go. It's a new one.
I don't know how Eric would feel about that, but you know. Any other traditions you guys do, Kori?
We have cinnamon rolls on every big holiday.
Do you make them?
No.
Okay.
No. We just pop the tube. Like,
Yes.
Pop it on the
Love it.
countertop. I drop 2, containers of cinnamon rolls in the oven. I forget about them while everyone's opening gifts and they're slightly burnt
That's
every
perfect.
holiday.
I love
Yep.
it. Do you go one at a time with gifts, or is it a free for all?
It's a free for all. I wish we could go one at a time. I do.
Excuse me. I just burped on a podcast. Hi, postpartum.
That's okay. Like
can I
5
blame
minutes
it?
ago.
Postpartum?
So much hair. I'm
when-
very sorry for
When
whoever
can I
sits in
stop
this chair.
blaming things on postpartum? Probably
I don't
never.
know, never. But like 5 minutes ago, I like got this really cold chill, and then I was thinking like, I hope someone doesn't like comment like, is it medical? Like, are you okay?
Medical.
Like,
Oh,
yeah.
I love it.
that's
But
me. Check
you
social
should-
media.
You should try to go one at a time this year and let us know how it goes.
I can't do one at a time, but I will say everybody get one and then open, but then like you can't open another one until like I've seen you like checked in with you.
Okay.
I will say I accidentally bought one
Because with 6 of them, it takes forever.
advent
they can't wait.
calendar.
Oh my God, guys, if it was up to Eric,
They can't
Christmas
wait.
would be 3 days long.
No.
He likes to stop. So
What?
like once I started breaking the 3 present rule and I found my voice in our marriage, he likes to stop. Because he's
do
really,
what?
really into our kids feeling too entitled, which I agree. He wants to stop.
And
I
like,
think
eat?
that they used to stop and go to church or something, but once again, that's not in the picture. But he wants those parts of I don't know. He wants to stop. So the last couple of years we've stopped and we've eaten, and I don't know. But then what happens is the kids start playing with their presents, and he like basically has this "I told you so" moment of like, they should have only gotten 3 presents.
Right, they
they could
didn't
care
need
less
more.
about the ones that are still under the tree. Look at these little brats that we're raising. I mean, beautiful, lovely,
It's so funny.
gifts from God, brats.
Yes.
But, like, why are there more presents to open? Don't you think they have enough? Because they're already satisfied with what they have. I'm like, they're satisfied with what they have because they've stopped opening presents at this point.
Yeah.
But do you guys do like one big one and then
I just, this year's a little bit different.
we haven't talked
because-
about it at all this year.
Yeah. We
You
have
sh- you should
2
try to-
older ones.
I can ask you a
and-
whole bunch of questions and see how it makes you feel.
Okay. I'm not like done with the littles, but Lennox for months, and even Gabe. So they're 13 and 11. They're like, Mom, I just want, Lennox wants a new computer, like to play games on. Like he's not
Okay.
the super big gamer, and we have like rules about, it's not a free for all. But he's like, this is all I really want. And I'm like, okay. So anyways, we did a research, we got it, but a quarter of it is from us for Christmas. A quarter of it is his birthday present. A quarter of it is from grandparents, and he's paying for the other quarter of it. So it's like quite the
Yeah.
Quite the gift.
investment
Yeah.
thing. And then sweet Gabe, he's like, all I would really like is a Switch. Like he wants a Nintendo Switch, and his Xbox broke like 6 months ago. So like Lennox has
kids
been
love their
playing, and he
Switch.
doesn't. And he's like, oh, this is all I would really, really like. And so
I like-
that's what he got. Like
I'm all about Nintendo.
like they're simple, but
They're
they're
simple,
expensive.
and they're not
But I'm
as-
like,
my brother.
I'm not gonna.
Nintendo.
Yeah. Are you
Like,
getting
I'm
a
not-
light, or are you getting the one that you can hook up to the TV?
Not the light. I got the
Okay,
one that
good.
can hook up like a
Good.
console. I feel like if I'm
Good.
gonna
Yeah.
pay a couple $100,
Yep.
I might as well pay one more
Right.
and
Yep.
get it.
We love ours.
And then I'm like, yeah, but I'm not doing like all these doodads and little things. And Lennox is like, he was really cute. He's like, well, can we have a couple doodads in the stocking? I really like
doodads.
those.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can do that. The girls are kind of weird because they just got new loft beds, which they're obsessed about. So I'm kind of like, instead of like the like million piece dolls and LOL dolls and things that we've done in the past. I'm like,
all those things just
why don't we
why
don't we switch? They're excited to like put their room together. So I've kind of got them like officey things, and because they have like a desk with drawers and they can organize it, and I like stuff like that. The twins they've got one thing. I don't know.
Wow.
I don't have as much energy for it this year.
Benjamin wants a delivery truck.
Okay. Can you rent one for the day?
What does it deliver, Benjamin? Everything, Mama. It delivers everything.
Mama.
I was like, what do you want? Like a UPS truck? FedEx truck? No, just a delivery truck. I have no idea what that means.
Like one of his big...
I have no idea.
Trucks?
I need to ask more questions. Caroline just wants makeup. Nathan wants a gaming chair.
It's December 9th.
Stop.
Sorry.
Stop. I've already had this experience once this week. I don't need to have it again. I don't know.
I know.
Christmas for us is always last minute. It'll be fine.
Thank God for Amazon
He
Prime.
wants a chair.
Yeah. He wants a gaming chair. He thinks he's a gamer.
Okay.
I really shouldn't talk about my kids because one day they'll hear this podcast.
Where is he going to do his serious gaming?
Well, they do
downstairs.
Well, they do schoolwork every day on the computer with Allie. So I guess he could get a gaming chair.
He could use it for office and
school.
Gaming and school.
I don't know.
Maybe he could, activate the Bluetooth and she can speak out of the chair.
Ooh, there's that.
Yeah.
This happened in game. I don't even know what a game.
Yeah, they make the
that
gaming
have,
chairs that have the
mics by
headrest. Has speakers in it and stuff. Yeah,
Allie can.
Okay, well,
yeah.
I got nothing. I don't know. I guess I should probably start shopping.
Let's get off that topic.
Well, the problem is, I know I've already had this experience once this week, and I just go down this, like, how many people you have to shop for? Like, do you shop for your in-laws?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah. What do you do? Are you responsible for even having?
Yeah, kind of.
I just don't understand why I even have to have that conversation. Like,
my brother reached out because we don't normally do gifts, but then I think he got my kids one year and I felt awful because I didn't know. And so he asked me this. He's like, are we doing gifts for kids? And I'm like, my kids don't need anything else. Like, can we not?
I love that he asked though.
Which was really nice. And I could have reached out as well, but they have plenty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then even with my parents, like we've asked before, because we'd end up just like getting people gift cards. And I'm like, y'all don't need any more. Like, so if I get a gift, it's something personal, some sort of photo-ish thing with the kids.
With that is you have got to start weeks ago.
Yep.
That's the problem.
A little late.
It's when I get around to thinking, I love to give gifts, but when I get around to actually thinking about gifts, although Facebook ads have been getting me this year, and if I can just set away like 10 minutes for the said Facebook ad, like I got them seek and find picture like books. You guys have probably all seen the ad with themselves.
That is cute.
So one of them has all three of the older kids in them, and they go on a mission by themselves. I don't know.
Do you upload a picture?
No, it's like they make a cartoon out of like their little faces, and then each of the two littles have one about them too. They're not going to be excited about them though.
You are.
I mean, I am. I think it's great, and they're already here, and they're already at the house.
Very nice. I did do calendars. I do calendars every year. What I do, because I wait till the last minute for everything, and then it's December 23rd, and I'm like, they're not going to show up in time.
Yeah.
What I have been doing for the past couple of years is I will, whenever I take a really good picture of one of my kids, I put it in an album in my phone that says calendar. And then at the end of the year, like November-ish, I set an alarm for myself, like make the calendar.
Yeah.
I sit down, I go to Shutterfly, I make this calendar that goes to all the grandparents.
You're like goals right
Wow.
there.
That's it. That's the grandparents' big gift because I remember to make the calendar because I saved the picture.
Can we talk about that for a second though? Am I missing something? Like there's a favorites folder, but can you not add tags to pictures and then a search?
Oh, I don't know.
Like it's an iPhone. Like
there's got to be some way.
There has to be somewhere. You can tag in like Google Photos.
Yeah. Yes.
Because then I'm like, I'm looking for something, and I'm like, okay, did I favorite it? Because that's my only option.
Yeah. Right.
And I can't find it.
I add them to another album, which is kind of a pain in the butt. But I did make it shared between me and like my husband and my mom. So if they take a good picture, they can throw it in there.
Wow. I got nothing.
And then I kind of just let Shutterfly do all the work for me.
Wow. Okay. So when Eric and I first started dating, I made his mom a coffee table book about like I tried to put like because she had other grandkids at that point. We didn't have kids yet. And I like told her I'd make her one every year.
Tradition.
I don't know. Tradition that did not turn into a tradition. No. That is where you shouldn't use the word tradition.
Expectation.
Until you've actually done it a few times, because I don't think it happened again. Maybe she got 2. But she was like a mom of boys who had like never had like a really sentimental present like that. And she loved it. Oh, and I dropped that ball.
Oof.
Ooh, did I drop that ball? It's all right. Sorry, okay. Gami. We love you. I don't know. All right. Anything else?
You jinxed me. I burped. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're
postpartum.
Just postpartum. Just name it just postpartum and move on.
Postpartum.
All right. Anything else? Okay. So moral of the story and where we were trying to stay with this, which we
never do.
But this was really fun because your calendar thing is my goal next year.
I'm telling you, put it in Google Photos and then just let it tag you. I don't know.
I'm such a freaking.
I just set an alarm for like November 1st. Hey, and it repeats every week. You can set like on your iCloud calendar or whatever. You can set it to remind you of stuff. I remind myself like November 1st, November 8th, November 16th. Like
my God.
make the calendar until it gets done.
When that dings, you will have space to be able to do it.
Yep.
That's what's such a good reminder is that sometimes you don't.
Other than that, I got nothing. That's all the grandparents get every year is that calendar. But they look forward to it. So
that's really cool. All right. Here's the deal. Set boundaries. Do what's best for your family. Do what's best for your baby. Do what's best for you. And try and find joy in the little moments. Yes?
Yes.
Look at me.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, 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 ding. Happy holidays, everybody. Bye.
Bye.